don't know us, I'm Ellie, a third year chemistry student. This is Molly, a second year liberal arts student, and we would like to be your Freshers Week coordinators for 2019.
We both have experience on open days as reps, and we will be this year's open day coordinators. We've also helped run induction weeks as reps, and with this experience and Ellie's time on the welfare team, we feel we can provide new students with an efficient, organised and exciting induction week.
Having been part of 3 Freshers Weeks between us, we feel we have the wide range of experience to execute a brilliant Freshers Week for all new Johnnians. We hope to choose a great team of FREPs that will help us make this happen. We plan to continue the FREP test as tradition, but will help make exceptions for those who need it and make the role more accessible.
As mentioned in our manifesto, we plan to increase the international section of the FREP team. We wish to do this as 2018's international student intake was almost a quarter of the intake. And with a bigger international section of the team, we can help make sure that students who arrive before Freshers Sunday get the welcome that they deserve and help them settle in.
We would also make sure to improve and expand upon the staying in activities that have been put on so well in previous years to ensure that everyone feels included and has activities they can attend in induction week. And we will ensure that those people that we choose for the ENTS team are aware of this and have good suggestions.
We are also aware that the role of the exec has been called into question in regard to the role of induction week. Further discussions will need to be had with the president-elect and college, but what we want to stress is that the exec team must be visible during the day to the new intake to promote the SJCR, because it's important to us and that's why they're there. We will ensure that they are aware of the time commitments and that they need to be there for prep week, but the choice to act in the capacity of a FREP we wish to leave as optional to the individual.
To ensure that communication with college is upheld, we aim that only one of us will have take the lead in emails and communications. This will help ensure that there's no cross-communication, and we plan to work closely with the senior tutor and assistant senior tutor in the last 3 weeks of Easter term to put plans in place ahead of time.
Returning to the selection of the FREP team, we hope to encourage people from all years in common rooms to get involved. We are one of the few colleges that have the majority of the team as second years, so we hope to promote the role to all years. We understand that Freshers Week isn't just about first year SJCI intake, but for CCR and MCR too, and we hope to accommodate for them.
We're both highly involved in college life, and we know that we will ensure our presence is apparent in college after induction week. We've trained with college multiple times in our previous roles and understand what it makes to make a team work. We both have the leadership experience necessary and feel we can work well as a pair to lead a team that will provide an induction week that caters for all new Johnnians. Thank you.
Holly.
Obviously, Freshers Week is very hectic. For that week and that week only, you have access to the SEC summer. How would you ensure that amongst all the chaos, a lot of things go missing and are broken? How would you ensure that it's looked after?
I think we tell the people in charge of it, they know that to treat it with respect because it's important, obviously, to college. Just make sure people aren't being stupid and try and keep account as much things as we can. Obviously, it is a hectic time, but if we know what we have, then we can put it back where it needs to go. And if we go into the SEC cellar beforehand, we know. And maybe have certain people in charge of things so that they know, rather than people going in, shoving something in a random box. Keeping it organised.
Any more questions? Andrew?
How do you see postgraduate induction week and Freshers Week working together rather than separately?
So I think the best way to do this is probably timetabling. I'm aware that CCR have a timetable that is far ahead of schedule, more so than ours. So if we can work to their timetable and then try and have events that are exactly the same on an MCR, CCR and SJCR timetable, so that we can all meet and congregate, and that's the best way to keep everyone integrated.
Athena?
You mentioned international students just now. I was wondering if you guys are aware, for some international students, we might have to pick up the VRP and police registration and things like that. So have you thought of including this into the plan or activities?
It's normally part of the international FREP's role. They sort of intake freshers down to post office, police registrations, doctor surgeries. And if we have a bigger team, that will make that easier. And we'll have different people, hopefully with different backgrounds, who can help. But yeah, we definitely make sure that international students are catered for.
Okay. Any more? Nin?
In previous years, there has been an issue where sometimes the freshers find it really difficult because they feel like their liberty and their freedom understand what you're doing?
So I think it is really important. I think that there are certain elements that are on the timetable that I think people can be annoyed by. So the fire department talks, the police department talks, like they're incredibly important and they need to be listened to, just for the general safety of the student body. And obviously there are issues, sometimes people don't want to be walked back from clubs, but there's an element of sometimes it's in their best interest, or we have to just kind of from a distance guide them so that we know that they're safe but aren't imposing.
Any more questions? Joe?
As Fresh Week coordinators, you'll be managing a large team with various different needs, and every year there are issues regarding various members whether they're pulling their weight, and issues particularly in terms of welfare in regard to those. How do you manage those different issues and ensure that the entire team feels like they're valued?
I think making ourselves as open as accessible, like knowing that people can come to us to have chat, like if they're feeling tired and they need a night in, not being afraid of coming and saying, I need a night in. And maybe trying to share responsibilities more evenly throughout Freshers Week. So often it's very heavy for decks, but then some people aren't. So trying to spread it out more evenly.
Yeah, and just making sure that people are aware that although some people may not be doing visible jobs, that they're happening and they are also busy, so that there's less kind of internal contempt that maybe not necessary.
2 more questions. Jordan?
So as you know, like the welfare team are around a lot during Freshers Week, and they're here for team post. But the issue that certainly like I've experienced myself and shit is that we had to pay rent to come back a week early. So like myself and Jessie, we had to pay £100 to stay here, and we didn't get fares either. So what would you do about that to maybe stop that from happening?
I think we chat to college staff and see maybe if there's room within the budget to account for that, or maybe we try and find a solution somehow.
Yeah.
So obviously it's kind of, that's not within our remit, but we can try and make it, or talk to staff and see if you can get the meal when you're in, or I think just talking to people and trying to find a way to make sure, because it's not fair.
Final question. Sorry, I don't know the name.
Yeah. Just wondering, like, would you also be in charge of, like, international reps, or would you be around during the weekend in which international students come in, or, like, how does that work? Because I'm not very familiar, but I was just thinking that it's important that the head reps know the international students, or, like, are there when they are arriving as well?
Yeah, so we ensure that all of the FREP exec, unless there are reasons that they're not here, come the Monday before Freshers Sunday, and so we make sure that we're there for every international student that arrives, and we try and greet them all if they've given us their times of arrival and move them into their rooms. And there is an international student timetable so that we can get to know them before everyone else comes in.
Right, thank you very much.